This alarming risk led the Counter-Terrorism Committee, under the Indian leadership, to decide that it is time to act. Over the last few months and in the coming few days, the CTC members, represented, as was mentioned already, at a very high level, will discuss what the shape of our response will look like. They all agree that whatever our response is, for it to be truly effective, it must be truly global. We are only as strong as our weakest link. The members have therefore agreed to work collaboratively in tackling these issues, despite many differences among themselves and despite numerous other pressing global challenges. Because after all, it is all about partnership here. It's partnership among member states, with civil society, international organizations, and the private sector. This is also a priority for CTED, including its valuable partnership with such organizations as the Global Internet Forum on Counter-Terrorism, whose founding members include Facebook, Microsoft, Twitter, and YouTube. Over the coming few days, the members of the committee will answer questions such as how can the risk from these technologies be mitigated while preserving all the benefits they offer to our societies and to our economies? And how can that be achieved while also preserving our values, including in particular freedom of expression, the right to privacy, and other fundamental rights? Private sector will be active in this, will be very active and participating in this meeting. They will be asked questions: how can strong enduring partnership be developed between the private and the public sector? And how can we make sure that the private sector takes ownership of the risk emanating from new and emerging technologies without suppressing its innovative power? Civil society will also be participating in the meeting, highlighting how gender dimension play into this area. They will also assist us in making sure that the solutions offered do not lead to the suppression of dissent or infringement of human rights. The meeting will not conclude these discussions. There is no silver bullet or magic solution to these complex questions. But the meeting is the very first of its kind, which means it will be making history here in India, and it will lead to a process involving deep reflection that will continue to guide the international community for many years. Following this gathering, CTED will invest more efforts to understand the threats that new and emerging technologies may pose, and will offer the committee additional policy options. Before wrapping up, let me just stress that we cannot think of a better place to hold this meeting than right here in India. Not just because it is the world's largest democracy, but also because India is a society where a host of cultures and religions coexist, and because India is an innovation and technology powerhouse. Sadly, India is also the right place to hold this meeting because of its own long and tragic experience with terrorism, and we all know. And in India, there is no better place to open this series of important discussions than Mumbai, a city not only that has suffered so harshly from terrorism, but also represents a thriving metropolis consisting of wonderful and very warm people who have demonstrated to the world that the only resilient response to terrorism is to recommit ourselves to our values and to our way of life.